Everybody gotta do. What?
It's your boy Japanese Tutor, and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna cover the tricks in the Hyper Accelerated Dragon. So let's just get right into it. So obviously the dragon has to start with e4, c5, knight f3, and g6. Right? Regular dragon is d6, and then you get into it, and then play g6 later. Accelerated dragon starts with knight c6 on the move 2, and then g6 following that. And here, g6 first. Okay. And the reason that I like playing the Hyper Accelerated Dragon is because there are some tricks that you don't really get in the Accelerated or in the regular dragon that you can go for in the Hyper Accelerated Dragon. Also, I'll show you a little sideline so you can get back into the regular dragon just with this accelerated move order. Okay, so the common idea is d4. Okay, so d4 we're going to take, and they have two ways to capture. I'm going to first show you the queen captures because we have a small trick in that, and then I'll show you the knight captures and how we can proceed from there. Okay, so queen captures. So the line is knight f6. And now from knight f6, the main move is e5. One of the main moves, e5. And so our knight is in danger. Okay, cool. So we have to move the knight. But we have this small thing in chess called an intermezzo. That means that we can just do another move, like an in-between move. So we're going to insert knight c6 because now we are attacking the queen. So the queen's more valuable. So the queen has to move. Main moves, queen f4, queen h4, and also queen a4. Queen h4 isn't good because we have this. Takes, queen check. And then we pick up a pawn. You know, play might continue like this. But black side's better here. He has an extra pawn. The pawn structure is beautiful, and there are no complaints. Okay, so let's go back. So the move you're probably gonna see is here, which is main line, here, and here. Okay, so we're attacking. So the main line here, there are actually two moves, knight b7 and knight c7. So here, and if you look at an engine, the analysis is probably like 0.2 off. I like to play knight to b4. We're playing a trickier line, right? So we're playing a trickier line, but we're not really giving away too much of an advantage because white always has an advantage in the opening. I like playing this line. And actually, I have gotten some IMs in this line and some national masters, so some pretty strong people in this line. Okay, so this line isn't just winning. So they have to play maybe a c3. Okay, and so c3, after c3, we have to move our knight, right? It's in, but we're gonna insert intermezzos, and this line is all about intermezzos. d5. Now we're attacking the queen, right? So a lot of people think, okay, well, we can just take. And this is what happens maybe 80% of the time. Another good move for white is just to play queen e2. And queen e2, I think, is probably the only move here. But let's say takes, bishop f5, and you actually are in a losing position because now with queen e2, knight c2, and we are winning a whole rook, plus our knight gets out. Also, this queen comes here and it's very, very dangerous. If queen captures here, g captures, you capture here, and then simply e5 works and pretty much is winning. Queen also captures d6 is winning as well. Right, so this line is a very nice trap to go for in this queen captures d4 variation. Okay, so let's go into the other one. So d4, let's say they play d4, c captures d4, and now they're gonna capture with the knight. All right, so if you don't like going into the Maroczy bind, which a lot of accelerated dragon players do, then I would suggest this move, knight to f6, pretty much forcing one or two replies, f3 or knight c3. And I'm just gonna close the window. Just give me a second here. It's a bit noisy. You know, New York can get a bit noisy. Okay, so knight c, yeah. So knight c3 is a move and f3 is a move. So on knight c3, we can play one of two moves. D6 is really good here. This transposes back into the old dragon. Okay. Now bishop g7 is a move that is not the best, but it leads into some traps. Okay, so the best move here for white is e5, and that gives white an advantage. E5 right in the opening, and so e5, knight g8, we're attacking this pawn, so f4 and then h5, and now we can bring the knight here or here, maybe d6, and we get some good play. This is not all clear. You know, let's say if bishop c4, knight c6, we're still playing, and white has a slight advantage. But in every opening, white has a slight advantage. Okay, so this is the way you want to play this. Let's say they don't push. Let's say they play, you know, the regular stuff, bishop e3. Okay, and then you castles. And so a lot of people, when playing against a dragon, they play this instinctively. Okay, they know they have to get into this setup. Right, so here's number one of our trap. We can play knight captures e4, and this is actually equalizing, if not black is better. Okay, so now that once the black is better, you can take here, let's say, bam, d4. So a lot of people just take here or knight b5, but a lot of people also play bishop d3. And so this is step 2 of our trap. Boom. Here, f5. Now f5, the best move for them is knight e6, and then we just play queen takes and takes here. But let's say they play here, then we have f4, and the bishop can no longer protect the knight. And I'm sorry for the noise outside. I don't have any insulated windows. And so the bishop has to retreat or take, and then we can just take, actually, and we're totally winning this position. So very nice trick. So let's say they don't play there. Okay, let's say that they play f3 first, and now we get into the time-tested d5 move. Right, d5 is very strong, but I challenge you to play this move, actually, knight c6. Yet creating another trap, because if bishop c4, right, now we have another time-tested trap, or the equalizing move, or more than equalizing move, queen b6, right? And so the best move is probably going to be knight d5, probably. But if bishop b3, then we have knight captures e4. If knight d5 here, queen a5, and this is about equal. Oops, not knight a5, queen a5, sorry about that. Queen a5 check, c3, and knight c5, and everything's good. If knight captures c6, we play d captures c6, captures here, king h8, and the reason that this is winning, you might say, okay, why is this, you know, better for black or drawing, is because look, we're gonna take here, right? If they castle, then rook fe8 just gives us a lot of play. Let's say bishop f2. We can just take here. We can play rook cd8. We have so many moves. We have knight here after, and black is in control of the position. So very, very nice positional threat. So maybe you're gonna ask, okay, what if the knight takes? Then bishop takes, queen takes, and we trade off queens. And this, we're up a pawn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is absolutely winning. We can take here, destroy the pawn structure, or we can even go back. Our pawn structure is very, very beautiful. And basically we're playing 5 against 3 on the king side, and our bishop is yet to develop, but it's going to be very strong when it does. And yeah, that's another trick in the accelerated dragon and also the hyper accelerated dragon. So basically we play knight c6 and we transpose into the accelerated dragon just for that one trick. So what if they say, okay, we're not going to play bishop here, we're going to instead play bishop e2. Now great, now we have again the time tested d5 equalizing on the spot. And if knight captures, well, a lot of people, what they do is they play here, b captures c6, captures here. And there are 2 moves here. You can play queen a5, or you can play here, or you can capture it with the c pawn, actually. So 3 moves. My counting's not my forte today. I'm sorry about that. So I like playing c captures d5, and with the idea that maybe I want to play rook e8 and here. And so let's say castles. If they castle, we play e5. And then we have a very, very strong center. We're threatening to play d4 immediately. So one of the main moves may be here, bishop captures here, and now rook e8 is really strong, and also queen b6 is really strong. Also d4 is extremely strong. But as you can see, it's black that's pressing, not white. And black has a slight advantage in this. Okay, and let's say if the knight takes, then we simply just take the knight, pawn takes, queen captures d5, and if knight captures c6, queen captures c6. There's a lot of moves here. Let's say they just castle. Oh, they have to protect this, so we just take here. So they can't castle immediately, so c3. And we just develop our bishop and develop our pieces. And again, we're the ones that are pressing, and then, they have to solve the problems. So that's it for the dragon tips and tricks. I feel like if you do all of the tricks that I said, or all of the traps, it will make you a better player because you know what to look out for. Very, very nice opening play. There are also middle game tricks and end game tricks in the dragon type systems. But that's for later. And thank you for joining in, and I really appreciate it. So if you like the content, just subscribe and like the video. Likes really do help. They show me that you like the content.